It's just starting. Oh, okay, now we are.
Yes, it's going to be like that.
Oh, we're having so much fun over here.
It's already started. Get out.
Yeah. We already had a train wreck, and we just started broadcasting. Anyway, we'll be starting soon. Looks like might have someone join us. Just depends on how quickly the good father can get everything going. Father Corey will not be with us this morning because he is somewhere between, what do you say, Newark and Denver or something?
Yeah.
On a jet airplane. I'll be on a jet plane soon because if you're watching the video, well, of course you are. I'm not the audio. I'm in my uniform, so right after this, I get in the car and head to the airport for a 2-day trip. And so Daryl won't be here. I'm sorry, Corey, Father Corey, and Sarah is not joining us. So far, it's Maria, Steve, myself, and perhaps Father Daryl.
Or his puppy.
Or his puppy.
Dude, I totally ripped this off.
What you didn't see, folks, is right before we started this broadcast, Maria decided to launch her laptop off of the desk. And we went along for a little tumble.
Oh, boy. I will post pictures later. I will, of all of my broken bits and pieces.
Oh, boy. Well, I'm glad you're still here with us.
Whatever.
So, why don't we do this? Why don't we go ahead and start, because we're kind of on a timetable here, tight. And if Father Daryl joins us in progress, we'll just play it by ear that way. Okay. All right. So, what is that?
That is my leather recliner.
Oh, okay. That's like static or something.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me.
It's going to be a bad show. I have flatulence. What is the problem?
That reminds me. The church that I went to when I was like in middle school, they had these like plastic seats. They didn't have pews, and they all had these little foam cushions on them. So when the congregation would sit down, you hear this.
Fantastic.
It was great.
How old were you? 12 at the time? It must have been magnificent.
Yeah, I was like 7th grade. Yeah, it was awesome.
All right, let me see if the sounds.
Kind of like our behavior today.
This is CWTV, the StarQuest Production Network, leading the way.
I kind of bobbled a little bit, didn't I? Oh, I like that.
The StarQuest Production Network.
I think we should do it that way.
I think you should do his Father Kyle's laugh that way.
The StarQuest Production Network, leading the way.
Okay.
This
No,
is
stop. Oh, shut up. Sorry. Okay. Ready? What is that noise?
It's not me this time.
Hello?
We were having the same issue last week.
Is
What do you
that
hear?
me? Sounds like somebody in the... You hear that? It's like...
Mm-hmm.
What the heck? Is it coming from mine?
You still hearing it? Is it me? Let me turn me off.
Hello?
Is it
Was it
me?
you?
I can turn
No.
the gain down just a tad.
I don't know who it is, but it's gone now.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello.
Okay. Let's go for it.
I've lost you.
Really?
I mean, I can hear you. I just don't know where the heck the hangout is.
Oh, well, don't close all the windows.
I'm not going to close anything. I'm not going to touch anything.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, there you are.
Okay, here we go.
This is SQPN, the StarQuest Production Network, leading the way.
listening to Catholic Weekend, episode number 250 for the week ending Saturday, December 6th, 2014. Where did November go? This episode is sponsored by Brian Mozizek and Project Blue November. Good morning. Welcome to Catholic Weekend. I'm your captain, Captain Jeff, in Roswell, Georgia. And joining me this morning from Conyers, Georgia, the lovely Maria Johnson.
Here I am in one piece for the day, anyway.
Awesome. And also joining us today from the plains of Oklahoma, Steve Nelson.
Hello, everybody. Glad you could join us once again.
Love it. All right. And we may have another guest joining us while in progress this morning. But anyway, great to see everyone again. And I think we're broadcasting and we're recording. And
you look so pretty today.
Well, thank you. I'm wearing my, sort of wearing my uniform.
Sort of.
We
Heading out.
should get you a big, tri-corner hat so you could look like Napoleon.
Hey, that's right. I was going to say, are you wearing cargo shorts? Ha ha. Ha.
I'm not wearing anything underneath.
Bermuda. Oh, hey, happy Feast of St. Nicholas to you all.
Oh, thank
that's
you.
true.
Well, you know what?
You get to go out and punch a heretic today.
I know. I'll duck all day.
Steve, what exactly are you talking about? That sounds heretical.
Well, legend is that St. Nicholas punched Arius, I think?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, because
Or at least had something to do with that argument.
Yeah, well, because that Arianism denies the divinity of Christ.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't sit too well with St. Nicholas. So
No, and that was the whole reason for that council being called, right, by Constantinople.
Yeah.
Or Constantine, excuse me. Yeah.
And we're quickly getting into areas we don't know what we're
Istanbul.
Probably. While we're ahead. Well, not really. But.
If the United States celebrated the Feast of St. Nicholas like the Europeans do, we'd probably know a whole lot more about it.
You know what? We could do to learn more about St. Nicholas?
Put your shoes out?
We could go and view this video that Father Roderick produced. It's called De Kracht van Sinterklaas, Deel 1.
Dutch people are all
degene die het volk voor zich wint. Dus onze huidige paus Franciscus zou een hele goede Nicolaas zijn die het volk voor zich wint.
Okay, so you're probably saying, I don't understand a word of that, unless, of course, you understand Dutch. And but the good thing is, this YouTube video has closed captioning, so it has English subtitles, so you can read about it. And it's really fascinating. They went on the streets there somewhere in the Netherlands, I guess, and were questioning people what they knew about Santa Claus or St. Nicholas, and where he was from and where he was born and all that kind of stuff. And you know what? You probably never heard that, did you? No.
What's that? We heard that.
What?
Did you? You didn't hear the video because I didn't have the, or did I have it?
No, we did hear the video.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It was useless to us as this is an audio podcast and there are no closed captions on it. However,
well, then we could probably tell you what it said was. This whole podcast is pretty much useless, isn't it?
It's gone.
Well, let's just put the link in the videos.
Yeah, we'll do that. That's going to be one of the things that we'll have a link to in the show notes. But anyway, it really is fascinating. That's just part one. I think there are 3 parts. I'm not sure, but and it's produced by Tritio, Father Roderick, and it's a very interesting education about the saint, Saint Nicholas, or what they call Sinterklaas. And then that's how it kind of evolved into Santa Claus for us in the English-speaking world. So what do you have to say about that?
I say I'm looking forward to seeing the video.
Okay.
We should all learn more about that.
shit. Getting weird sounds this morning. Sorry, everybody. You're listening to the recording. It's just odd audio things happening, and we don't know why.
Yeah, I think it's Google Hangout is just it's been off.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah, we had the same issue last week for a while.
Really?
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
it went
but-
away.
It could have been me. That could have been my fault. I have no idea what I'm doing. So, what have you guys been up to this week?
Well,
Go ahead, Steve.
oh well, I went to a funeral on Thursday for one of the priests of the Diocese of Tulsa, Father Bill Skian, who passed away. He was in his 80s, and he was actually a college friend of my mother at the University of Tulsa back in the 1940s. And he was one of the students that founded the Newman Club there, which is, decades later I ended up working as the campus minister at. So in a way, he's a bit of my legacy in a couple of different ways.
That's pretty cool.
He was interesting because he created, or the bishop of that time had him create a new parish in the 1967, I think, and it was meant to be an experimental parish. If you think back, I think, did we talk about this last week?
Yeah, about about doing the work and not spending money in the trappings in the church. That's a pretty neat thing.
Yeah, so there were a lot of people there at the funeral that were legacies of that outreach to the poor. So it was really interesting. It was very well done. Is that the thing to say? Very well done funeral.
Yeah.
But there were about 50 priests there, and I knew quite a few of them, and some came from Oklahoma City, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it. And then last night, I got the news that another of our priests passed away. Father William Swift. He was 94 years old, had been a priest for 70 years. Just celebrated his 70th anniversary a few months ago.
Wow.
Yeah, can you imagine that? I mean, what a testament to devotion.
Mm-hmm.
And he got great homilies. He would just stand up there and didn't mince words. I mean, they weren't harsh or anything like that, but his homilies were very matter of fact, and you knew exactly what he was trying to teach you. And he was wonderful. And even into his 90s, his homilies were always spot on. It was really
wow.
Yeah, so
that's wonderful.
God bless Father Bill Swift and Father Bill Skian.
Okay.
Well,
hey,
that's
Steve,
great.
the folks in the chat room are saying that your volume is very, very low. They can hardly hear you.
Oh, okay.
Might want to turn that up a little bit. I'm compensating over here for the audio recording, but
sorry to hear that. How's that? Is that a little better?
We'll see. It'll take probably about 30 minutes before we get any response from the chat. Lag. But
that's how it usually goes.
We talked about possibly having Father Darrell join us this morning, and I thought, you know what? I should probably send him the link to hang out.
Oh man, it's just going that way.
Yeah.
So,
He's
Father
standing at
Darrell,
the door knocking.
if you're still listening, I just sent the link to you, so my bad.
But Steve, it's funny that you were talking about legacies this week. I had a very similar experience happen. I got a late evening text from one of my daughters looking for me because, of course, my phone was dead somewhere in the house, and who knows where that went. And it turns out that she was in her class prepping for the final exams, and her instructor had given them a particular assignment that was kind of a reflection on a person that had an impact on them. That was their assignment, and she did the assignment with the class and presented on the person that had been very impactful in her life. And my daughter said, and I was sitting there in class, Mom, and she's talking about a professor that she had, and she's going on and on and on, and she's starting to mention details, and she says, and it starts to occur to me that these things sound very familiar. And she keeps going and going and going, and finally at the end she reveals the university that she had attended. And my daughter said, oh my gosh, my mom went to school there. And so she raised her hand and she asked the professor if she would name the professor that she was talking about, and it was my mentor who pulled me into education with me kicking and screaming every step of the way because I didn't want to do it. and he died the year after we moved up to Atlanta. And I tell you, not a day goes by that I'm in the classroom that he's not in there with me because of something that he taught me, or you know, just my teaching style came and was so heavily influenced by him. Isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So nutty. I mean, what are the odds that something like that would happen?
Speaking of crazy and nutty.
Oh, there we go. See, he's already laughing. That's a segue, huh?
So here's our theme music for Father Daryl Millett.
Hello, hello.
Hey, Father.
Hope
How
you
are
can.
things in Canada?
I hope you can hear me.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Oh, good. Yeah, ideally, I would have been on the ball and actually woke up on time and could have ironed out all these kinks before you actually went live. But yeah.
Well, you know, we could have let you know a little bit more than 2 or 3 minutes before we.
Oh well.
And I
Glad
could
to be
have, and then I could have sent you the link when I invited you to join us this morning. And while we were sitting here with the show started, I thought, oh, maybe that's why he's not here.
I just love his joyful assertion that somehow he thinks that things would run smoothly at all.
Sure, doesn't it always?
The joke is that Canadians are, you know, like you run into them and they apologize for you running into them. So
Yeah.
it's all of our fault and mostly mine. And he is basically.
Sorry about that, eh?
Oh gosh.
So I think Father Daryl's a little bit behind us for some reason. I don't know. So
He's in
gotta catch up
Canada.
with us. All right.
Hmm.
Okay. Well,
there we
that's
go.
okay.
That about
It's only a
sums
few seconds. That's okay. We can deal with that. So, anywho, you know, you were talking about last week's show, which I didn't have the pleasure of being at. That's a very poorly constructed sentence. I'm sorry. And we actually received some feedback.
Oh, frightening.
Yeah. And it's from a longtime supporter of SQPN, part of our community for quite a long time, and a big, big supporter of us, both prayerfully and financially, and Stephen Robichaud.
Steven!
So he sent this. He said, okay, so Steve Nelson made an aside or a comment about trepanning, and I said, what? I don't know trepanning, so I Googled it, and I got this. And then there's a website URL. And he said, you got to help me out here. Is this website a joke, or do they really believe that it is an improvement of your health to poke a hole in your skull? Seriously, I don't know what to make of it. And if you don't remember, you know, that part of the podcast, here we go. This is last week.
But you know, so to fix
Full of it.
the faucet, you know, it's simple. You take off a couple of screws, you pull out the stem that needs to be replaced, you put the new one in, right? It's not that simple. You
No.
have to buy a tool.
Oh.
Of course there's a tool. There's always a tool you have to buy that you're going to use one time. Except this one looks like you could do trepanning with it. You know what that is? Really? It looks like you could drill holes in somebody's head with this thing.
Oh, jeez. We have hit an all-time low on Catholic Weekend. How to change a faucet. Is that what it is? And
Yeah. Hey, I'm interested.
Okay. Listen, I have had such severe headaches that I would be very interested in some trepanning.
Oh, no, I think you better leave that to Dr. Paul. I don't think I should try that.
No.
I mean, you can always call Hannibal Lecter, Maria.
So did you call Dr. Paul, Maria, and have him drill a hole in your head?
No, I don't need any more holes in my head.
You need that like a hole in your head.
That's right.
Oh, boy. So.
Don't ever do that again. Don't ever go back in time.
Why? You don't like listening to yourself?
No, not even a little bit.
Steve had the same reaction. Oh, I think it's fun. Anyway,
Steve looks like he is in a perpetual penance mode. I think it's.
Oh, did he die? Did he freeze on us?
I
think he did.
Yeah, I think he just left. He said, "This is going nowhere fast."
Hey, well, you hear the music coming up there. It's already time for our.
Oh, thank
Great.
goodness.
Thank goodness. And that'll give Steve a chance to come back. Okay, well, you're listening to Catholic Weekend, and I'm sorry about that. So let's see. As I mentioned at the beginning, again, this week's episode sponsored by Brian Mozizek and Project Blue November. Now, and it's all about awareness of type 1 diabetes. And it's not November anymore. It's December, but, November lives on. So, and the site's still there, and you can still learn more about diabetes by heading over to Project Blue November. Thank you, Brian, for your sponsorship, your support of SQPN. And if you would like to support us by sponsoring a show, just head over to sqpn.com. You'll see the little donate menu item there, and then you get the little drop down there. You can sponsor a show, and they're a very convenient way to sponsor a show, to push your product, to if you have a book that you're writing, or you have a blog that you want people to be aware of, or a podcast or whatever. It's a great way to do it, to introduce the Catholic Weekend audience to whatever it is that you would like to promote. And you'll be helping out the StarQuest Production Network at the same time. And by the way, we're still in the midst of our end-of-year giving campaign. I believe we're about at the 40% mark. So we still have 60% to go, so we're still counting on you. We need new donations to reach the $18,000 mark. So it's a pretty, it's not too high of a goal for us this year. So please prayerfully consider giving your money to sqpn.com, and you can do that by heading over to sqpn.com/donate. Love it, love it, love it. That is Alan Marchand and Puxatani Phil, I think, or Llewellyn Sleep, one or the other. I think it's Puxatani Phil. All right, here we are. We're back, and Steve has not rejoined us. Boy, must be having a severe hardware problem over there in Tulsa, Oklahoma. But so, how was your week, Maria?
I was good. It was good. I'm heading into final exams, and I've got to get my grades in early next week, and then I'm off for the rest of the year. So I always look forward to that craziness to be over. That's it. Had a pleasant lunch this week with a good friend, and it was just all good.
Good. I had a pleasant lunch with a good friend this week too. Wow.
Oh, well, that's always nice.
Yeah.
Imagine.
You know what?
Go ahead.
It might be the earbud microphone might be rubbing off something.
No, you think it could be that?
That might be what it is that we're hearing.
No, I don't have one.
Oh, well then it could not be that. I don't know.
It's just before the show started, I kicked the cord that my headset was on, and I ripped it out of the computer.
Oh boy.
And I dented the computer, and I broke everything.
Oh
so
no.
Maybe my setup is just wonky. Maybe.
Oh, okay. Well, no problem. Or as Steve said, it might just be Google Hangouts. But anyway, Steve's back. Hello, Steve.
Hello.
You missed the commercial.
Oh, well, sorry I missed that. Hi, Father.
So, Father Darrell, tell us.
Hello.
What have you been doing this past week?
This past week, I have been freezing, and like we do in Canada, played a bit of hockey, went to meetings, all kind of fun and exciting stuff. The life of a priest, it's never-ending excitement. Been playing with video, actually. Got myself a new video camera, so I've been having some fun with shooting some video and trying out a few things.
Oh, really? So what kind of camera did you get?
It's a Canon. It's one of their camcorder models, but it's HF G20.
Oh,
Vixia HF G20. So
yeah, those are good cameras.
Yeah, it seems to be working well. So having some fun.
Excellent.
In amidst all the meetings and the cold and the freezing, and I got a dog warming my feet right now, so it's good.
So how cold is it right now there?
Actually, today it's pretty good. It is currently -8 degrees Celsius, which I don't know what that converts to. Let me get my calculator out here.
That's like in the teens.
Right? It's in the teens.
Is it? Okay.
16, something
Yeah.
like
He said that's not bad.
that.
Yeah, it's pretty good here. It's nice. Last weekend it was well below -30, so
Oh my goodness.
that's where the heated seats come in really handy when you're driving to Mass. Yeah.
I have to ask you a question about playing hockey.
Yeah.
Are your opposing team members, are they reluctant to check you since you're a priest?
We're not that intensive. We don't play body contact, so.
Oh.
All my teammates know I'm a priest, but yeah. If anyone makes contact, it's because they didn't stop in time, so. Yeah.
I had the opportunity a long time ago to play ultimate frisbee with some Dominican nuns in full habit.
Yeah.
They were at a retreat we were having for the college students, and it was their idea to play ultimate frisbee. So we're running up and down the field, and all the guys are keeping about 3 feet away from them because they were so afraid they were gonna inappropriately make contact with one of these nuns, and they just killed us.
And they smiled the whole time.
Yeah, when it was funny though, because they said we normally play soccer, but Sister Roberta broke her leg last time, so we had to switch to ultimate frisbee.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh dear.
That's some rough nuns, right?
Yeah,
Are
our
you
hockey
guys-
doesn't get that rough, so.
It doesn't get that rough. Have you guys
No.
seen that show, that reality show, The Sisterhood?
I got part of one episode.
I've been watching. I've seen the 2 episodes that aired,
Hmm.
and I have to say that the nuns are real people. You know, I don't think that they're faking it. You know, I don't. I mean, you know, we know they're real people, but that didn't come out that way. I always thought that they had roller skates and feet, but no, I mean they're very real and very I think authentic on the air. It's kind of interesting. I mean, I'm sure that they have plenty of drama for sound bites and foolishness like that, but the things that they say and how they've kind of wrapped up the scenes that they've shown have been really, I think, very, very good. What did you see of it, Steve?
Well, I think it was the day that they arrived, when these 5 novices arrived at the convent or monastery. I'm not sure what it is, but I just remember, I guess it was I don't know if you call her the Mother Superior, but the sister in charge. She was making some comments about how difficult it is to deal with people coming from modern secular society, and you know, like taking away their makeup or things like that, and and it was just like, man, it must be really difficult to deal with, the current young people and their expectations.
Oh yeah,
Much different than it would have been previously.
It was pretty cool. Actually, one of the nuns stepped up for one of the women in particular who was having trouble. Her boyfriend took her and dropped her off. And she was like, well, that looks interesting. Let's see if we can figure out what that relationship was, because they and so she was really very, very compassionate, and apparently she had broken up with a man before entering the convent, and so she was very sympathetic to the young woman. I've totally enjoyed the show, and the best part of it is following the tweets, because you know that Sister Helena Burns is live tweeting the thing. And so it's hashtag the sisterhood, but there are real postulants who are also live tweeting the show, and it's just been really, really interesting to just watch the live feedback going through it, and I've enjoyed it. So I've started following some people who've retweeted me, and they've started following me on Twitter. And the other day I was kind of cleaning up a little bit, and I realized that I'm following like 1,000 nuns and Will Wheaton. So how is that juxtaposition of life coming through in my Twitter feed?
Maria, what channel's it on?
It's on Lifetime, and I think that you can see. I think you can see full episodes, the first 2 episodes on not on demand. On the websites keep full episodes up for a few weeks.
Wonder if it's on Hulu or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure it's on the Lifetime. I'm pretty sure Lifetime
their
is
website.
showing. Yeah.
What's the name of the show?
The Sisterhood.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's five young women who are discerning. They're not postulants. They're really just discerning.
They're on like a 6-week trial thing, right?
Yeah. So they're going to
visit.
three. Yeah, they're going to three different convents, visiting three different orders. The first one are Carmelites, and they serve elderly, and in fact, the second show was really pretty powerful for some of the young women. And they have some quirky things going on too, because there was the whole scene with the makeup, and then there was a scene about giving up the cell phone, and then one of the women has really long, loudly painted nails that are acrylic, and so she doesn't want to take them off. And so it's just kind of funny to see them in these Catholic school uniforms and these big orange nails. But it's really been an interesting. It's just been a really interesting exploration of not just the young women, but I find it far more interesting to see the incredible charity and love from the nuns.
Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't plan this at all. Trust me, but I replaced our bottom of the hour break music, which was normally Sleaze Factor. Of note, with O Come, Emmanuel, and this is from the Benedictines of Mary, Queen of Apostles, the Advent at Ephesus CD that we're listening to in the background. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but it's very beautiful. I bought the album last night, and I'm playing without permission this track number 9. I'm sure they wouldn't mind. So anyway, check it out. That's on. I bought it on Amazon. Benedictines of Mary, Queen of Apostles, Advent at Ephesus. And anyway, so they are serenading us during our bottom of the hour break. And again, we're in the giving campaign. And you know what? I looked at the notes. Thank you, Lynn. And we're up to 45% now toward our goal of $18,000. Again, we really do appreciate your support. So if you haven't given to us in the past, please consider giving your money to us now, because we really could use it. And you can find out more information about our giving campaign and donating to the StarQuest Production Network by heading over to sqpn.com/donate. And let's see, other ways you can help us out. By doing your shopping on Amazon.com, make sure you head over to sqpn.com first, click on the Amazon links, and then you can do your shopping, and we'll get a portion of the purchase. And that really adds up. It really helps us out as well. So, and again, just a reminder that you can sponsor an episode, as Brian Mozizik did, Project Blue November. Thank you, Brian, for your support. Very beautiful.
I love that album.
Yeah, and I've only listened to a couple of tracks so far, and it's just wonderful. So,
I remember when it came out, wasn't it last year it came out?
Actually, well, according to the album, it says 2012.
Oh, So, I just remember it was really popular, and I think it was one of the top of one of the charts, I think, for a while.
Right, and in fact, that's what kind of reminded me, because we talked about this time of year. Every year we talk about this. Well, does anybody know any good Advent music? And so I was listening to something, and they were talking about this album and the fact that it was like at the top of the charts. In fact, I was listening to a secular program on public radio, and I forgot what the name of the show was. I don't know if it was a local one here in Atlanta or if it was a national show, but they were talking about music of Advent, and they started off the show with this cut.
Really?
From this album, yeah.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, they have beautiful voices. So,
I think they followed it up with one at Easter, I think.
Yep, they have Lent and Easter, and I think they're recording another one right now. But let's see, I think you can find their website. I don't have it written down here, but just do a search for Benedictines of Mary and Queen of Apostles, and I think you'll find their website and information about their music.
Benedictinesofmary.org.
Okay, there you go. Thank you, Father. All right, so we're back, and speaking of priests with video cameras, we were talking about that a little earlier. Father Corey is usually here with us on Catholic Weekend, but he couldn't join us this week, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, because he's en route in an airplane somewhere between New York and Denver, and he has been the last, I think, week and a half in the Holy Land. And I guess last week he attempted to join you all on the show, but didn't have good enough bandwidth to do so. But he has been recording some videos over there in the Holy Land, and let's just take a listen of the first one. This is just after he arrived. This is the first day in the Holy Land pilgrimage, and Father Corey.
Howdy all, Father Corey Stika. I'm actually in the Holy Land. I have been given this wonderful opportunity to come over here to spend a week and a half over in the Holy Land. Right now it is Thanksgiving Thursday back in the United States. Probably at the moment I'm recording this, people are getting the turkeys done and getting things ready for Thanksgiving dinner. Here it's actually almost 9 o'clock, and we're getting ready for bed because it was a long day of travel. But we'll start with that. I'm hoping to do a regular video every day of this trip. Just short snippets of the tours, my thoughts and my comments on the different things we see and the different things that we experience as pilgrims. Again, you'll be able to take some footage of the different sites as well. I mean, so many beautiful sites that we're going to get to see. And to be able to take just a few seconds of footage to share the beauty, to share these wonderful sites that help us to remember our faith and how important our faith is. So that's my plan for...
so there you go. There's a little teaser of Holy Land Pilgrimage Day 1 by Father Corey Stika. And it looks like he was successful in recording every day a video. And this one looks like he's in his first hotel room. So we'll have a link to Father Corey's Holy Land Pilgrimage videos in the show notes. You guys still there?
Yeah.
We're still here. We're just... I love what he was doing there. That was really awesome to be able to follow him along on his journeys. Now I kind of want to go. I don't know if I want the 15-hour flight or whatever it took, but I kind of want to go.
Are you waiting for transporter technology to
that would be
kick in?
I hope that we don't have that for another 10 years or so.
Until you retire?
Yeah. Because I'll be out of a job for sure.
Well, they need transporter operators, right? So.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there we go. I think I would be like Bones. I don't want to ride any.
Yeah, I would not be an early adopter for that.
Yeah, like what happens when they get all the little molecular and atoms and everything kind of jumbled up and mixed up.
What happens?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell. Nothing happens. It doesn't exist.
Oh.
Yeah, true Trekkie.
I didn't do that. Who did that?
That would be me.
Well, thank you very much.
Sir. Well played. So what do you guys listen to during Advent? Are you one of these crazy people that have been listening to Christmas music since Halloween, or do you listen to anything? Do you listen to Advent music?
You asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking all of you people.
I have a real trouble. I don't like Christmas music because it seems like you hear the same ones over and over and over again, and they start playing them in November, and I just avoid Christmas music because I can't stand to listen to it. I'd rather show up at Christmas Eve and hear
You know, "Oh, come all ye faithful" for the first time.
Bell rock.
No. I saw Santa kissing mommy, or what is it?
Did you see? There's a version of that song. I saw Santa, Mummy kissing Santa Claus, but I saw Santa Claus punching Arius.
Oh!
Matt Swaim, I think, posted on Twitter today. Let's see if I can find the link for you. But yeah, that was priceless.
I would listen to that.
You would listen to that.
I saw Santa. That's great.
Not Santa baby. I like hymns, and I don't mind hearing them all through Advent. I just don't want to hear Santa baby.
Yeah.
Santa baby.
Oh, thank you.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna play. You're looking forward to play it, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. I know it.
I don't know if they'll be able to find anything, but
Good.
So you carry on. You know, you do the show.
But you don't want the dead air.
What? Well, can we put a rest to the Mary Did You Know controversy that people seem to be all jacked up about?
Every year. Did she know? Did she not know?
Mary, did you know?
It's a pretty song, but I don't know.
Is that going to be the hit list movie for this year? Song. There usually is one.
I don't know, but you know, I have been listening to Christmas music accidentally. You know, like when you happen to be in places where they're playing it, and then you can't help but listen to it. Like you're in the van from the airport to the hotel, and the van driver has the music on, and they're playing Christmas music. I was listening to that before Thanksgiving. We were on a layover somewhere in Ohio, and
they were playing
Christmas music. Come on, it's not even Thanksgiving yet.
And doesn't the local fish station, I think they start playing Christmas music on Thanksgiving Day.
And then, of course, I say this every year, and then Christmas Day. No, I think they're still playing Christmas Day, and then the day after Christmas, which is a very important day, by the way. They're no longer. It's the second day of Christmas. They're no longer playing Christmas music, and that just drives me nuts.
Yeah, and it's all about how are you going to go party on New Year's Eve?
Yeah. And I guess
at least we don't have to hear Santa Baby anymore.
That is part of the things. There's the silver lining, right? Oh boy. Let's see. We had some other things that Lynn suggested that we might want to talk about on today's show. Unless you guys want to talk about something else, you want to really delve in deep on. Did Mary know? Mary, did you know? Or do you want to do something else?
Well, Monday is a very important Mary Day.
It is. Yes. Well, tell us about it, Father. It's a
that is the solemnity of the Immaculate Conception of Mary, as we all laugh. It's the solemnity of the Immaculate Conception, and I think in certain parts of the world it's also a holy day of obligation. I don't know if it is for you guys or not.
It is.
It is.
Okay.
And let us clarify that for the entire universe that believes that is Jesus's.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
He said
it is the teaching, the belief that when the angel told Mary, when the Archangel Gabriel appeared to Mary and said, "Hail, full of grace," that the angel actually meant what he said, and Mary was full of grace right from the moment of her conception. So she was immaculate conceived, and therefore she was a proper, fitting vessel for carrying the Son of God. So it's a very important feast day.
It is. It is. So are you guys going then?
Are we going to Mass? Is this what you? Yes.
Mother Darrell, are you going?
Well, this is one of these weird things. In Canada, we get off way too easy. I get my sad trombone ready here because we get off really easy, and it's not a holy day of obligation here.
Really?
Yeah, it's we only have 2 holy days of obligation that aren't either abrogated or transferred to a Sunday, and that's Christmas and Mary Mother of God, January 1st. And when those happen on Sunday, then they're on Sunday. So,
Wow.
But yeah, that decision was made well before I was born, so I'm not sure what was all behind it. But anyway, I will have Mass though.
Yeah. Okay.
I like this particular feast for a number of reasons. One of it is because it's my mother's birthday. as well. Of course, and she was born on Feast of the Immaculate Conception, and her name was Mary.
Oh.
It's easy for me to remember. It's also the day that I had First Communion. It was on December 8th.
Really?
I don't know why. I don't know why it was so late. But that's when our class did it. It was because I have the little record
to prove it. Excellent. Well, that's a very significant day for you then. In addition to being an important day, just because it is a feast day and a day of obligation, at least in some places. And I'm surprised that the United States has not abrogated this one, like so many other places have, and so many other holy days have been abrogated here. But I'm glad that they're keeping it that way here.
Isn't the Immaculate Conception our patron?
I think it is. Of the Americas, I believe. Not just the United States.
No.
The Americas is Virgin of Guadalupe.
Oh, Guadalupe is the Americas.
But I think it's
it is. I think I'm. Well, I could be wrong.
No, you're not.
But I'm pretty sure it is.
I'm looking at my calendar here.
The cathedral in Washington is what? I'm drawing a blank. I should know this.
Immaculate Conception.
Okay, well then I'm sure that must be it then.
Isn't it?
And the Immaculate
Gosh, I hate when you guys doubt me on the air, and then I have all of our 500,000 listeners saying Maria could be wrong.
Well, don't worry. It's not 500,000 listeners. I can prove. I'm looking at an.
That was me being hopeful.
I'm looking at an official calendar here.
Okay.
These days. Okay. And it says here on the 8th of December, the Immaculate Conception of the Blessed Virgin Mary, a patronal feast day of the United States of America. So she is the patron of the United States. You're correct, Maria.
Do I get bells, Father? No, applause. Applause is good. I wanted to hear bells. I'd like to hear the bells of St. Mary's. Let's go.
I don't have that, but I can give you, like...
That's as good as I can get there.
No pressure.
I can give you...
No, not the doorbell. Avon calling.
No, that's not right.
The funny thing is, I can't hear these effects. I know the name.
And now the two of you are battling each other with sound effects.
Like dueling banjos, dueling sound effects.
Oh, brilliant.
Thank you, Maria. That is the correct answer.
Elbow. It goes elbow, elbow, wrist, wrist, hand to chest, blow a kiss.
Oh. Well.
You do that. You do that for me. Do that for me.
Stupid is, stupid does, sir.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Moving on.
Moving
Is the show over yet?
I hope so. Not quite. We're not even to our third break yet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, well, getting back, so thank you for mentioning the fact that Monday is a holy day of obligation. So let's make sure that we remember to go to Mass. And, of course, every Sunday is a holy day of obligation as well. Oh, what is this? A video called to the caller. This is a Life with Lisa Ling. It has something to do with Tom Pringle?
Well, what?
I think Tom sent it to Maria.
Oh, I see. Well, this video has been removed by the user, so I can't play it.
Oh, well, there you go. I'm sure that it's something to do with seminarians.
Mm-hmm. It was actually a really good special that was on CNN, showcasing a few priests and seminarians in a diocese in Michigan someplace, including twins who became priests.
Oh.
Wow!
And it was actually really well done. I mean, I'm watching this thing on CNN, going, what are they going to talk about with the priesthood there? But it was actually really, really well done. I was very impressed with it. And it used to be on YouTube, and I guess it's not.
No, or maybe it's just somewhere else on YouTube. Sometimes those videos have a way of changing addresses. Well, hey, Maria, playing the saxophone in the background there. Nice. Llewellyn's Leap, Alan Marchand. And that means it's almost our last break. Actually, it is our last break before the end of the show here.
Almost.
So,
Golf clap.
what? Okay, I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you because the music was so loud. Anyway.
Elbow, elbow, wrist, wrist.
Oh, okay. Well, see, I'm not looking. Here, let me look at the video. Now I can see the rest of you there. Ah, look, we're on the air. So it's our last break of the show. Again, thank you, Brian, for sponsoring this episode. Episode 250 of Catholic Weekend. There's Father Daryl just waving madly in the background. Again, just a reminder that it is our giving campaign, so again, prayerfully consider giving to the StarQuest Production Network so we can continue our part in the new evangelization. And very, very soon, we're going to be able to announce something very exciting, but not on today's show. But I think next weekend, if you're here, you'll get to hear a big announcement or something going on next year. And I think you'll be as excited as we are about it. So that's a little teaser for you to make sure you come back. I know this week's episode has been a dog, but, you know. Speaking of dogs, there's Father Daryl and his dog. What's your dog's name again?
It keeps wanting to lick my ears. It's kind of annoying.
Wow.
Hi, Chloe.
Chloe. All right. Sweet. Okay, I have a feeling we're going to be talking about Chloe here very soon. Anyway, so again, thanks for your support, and look forward to giving you a cool announcement soon. So let's go ahead and fade that off in the background. And here we are. We're back. Oh, I hear Chloe.
She approves of that message.
Okay. So, anyway, well, I can't play the... oh, yeah, I can. Hang on. Here we go. It's time for the picks of the week. Alrighty. Now, I can go first because I actually have a pick, and it was shortly after last week's show that that I came up with my pick of the week, thanks to help from Lynn Francisco and Lynn's nephew, Richie Francisco. He plays trumpet with the San Diego Youth Symphony, and the San Diego Youth Symphony will be going to China next year, and his family has set up a GoFundMe campaign to help him raise funds for his trip. And you can find that, the link will be in the show notes, but it's gofundme.com/Richie's China Tour. So Richie, R-I-C-H-I-E-S, China Tour, all one word. And again, the link will be in the show notes. So if you want to help Richie raise some money to go with the San Diego Youth Symphony to China, that's the place to do it. So that is my pick of the week. All right. So who wants to go next?
Oh, I'd like to go next.
All right.
One of my favorite musical groups is the Piano Guys. Do you guys look at any of their videos? I love
them.
And I've been listening to O Come Emmanuel by the Piano Guys. And they have two versions of it out there. One has like video clips of the Nativity story, but I just like them playing. It's beautiful. So that's my pick of the week. Christmassy music, Adventy music.
Yeah. I've always wondered though, because most of their music is cello, and so I was trying to figure out why they call themselves the Piano Guys.
Well, because the other guy is.
I know.
He plays the piano, but I love strings. I could just listen to the tune.
Is that the group that did the video with the piano and they're like plucking the piano strings and the train going off in the background above them, and
they do a lot of things on location.
They do some beautiful. I think one of my favorite. I have two favorite videos of theirs actually. There's a mashup of Simple Gifts and Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
That's one of my favorites.
Which is magnificent. And they do a Coldplay cover that is in Swahili.
Yeah.
That I use. It's fantastic. And I actually use that as a writing prompt with my students. because they don't understand the words, and so but you can see the emotion of how the singer you know, performs the song, and it's really a cool song. It's called
Peponi.
Peponi. Yeah, Peponi. Yeah, which means paradise.
Bethany.
It's a Coldplay song. You're probably familiar with a Coldplay song, but yeah, I love them. They're fantastic. But I love their mashups, and that Over the Rainbow, Simple Gifts mashup is brilliant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They do some amazing things on location too. I mean, didn't they manage to somehow fly a piano up to the top of the Wall of China, Great Wall of China? I'd love to know how they got that approved.
Well, if you see Peponi, they flew the piano up to the top of something. Is that in the Grand Canyon?
It's a massive cliff. Yeah. As a guy who's afraid of heights, that one freaks me out. It's a great song, but that video, oy, oy.
Apparently, they've just uncovered a new version of the painting of the Mona Lisa.
No.
Okay, we won't go into that. We don't have enough time left in the show to go over that. But just if you
that
follow,
was also my students.
if you follow Maria on Facebook, you'll see what I'm talking about. That is great.
You're so silly.
You are so silly. Somebody, Patrick Denny, we all know Patrick, friend of SQPN, sent me this, and this is, I think, occurred back in, I think it was last year or the year before, at the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum, the one that's out near Dulles, I think. Mm-hmm. And it was a flash mob of the U.S. Air Force Band, not the Airmen of Note, but the U.S. Air Force Band. So that's pretty cool. Here's a little bit. Do you remember that?
I like that. Yeah, I thought they did the Messiah, right? Handel's Messiah?
Well, let me see. I'm trying to get it to play right now, and it's taking its time.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think it's kind of like a medley of various things. I think they did some Joy of Jesus, Joy of Man's Desiring, and they had some other pieces in there as well.
Oh, well,
yeah, but I think Messiah was. Yeah.
Well, I have a pick of the week.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, do you know? Did any of you ever watch one of these TV talk shows by Meredith Vieira?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know her. I mean, she looks familiar, but anyway, somebody recently posted a clip of her show, and it's two high school football players that have undertaken to stop bullying in the lower grades there. And it turns out that these guys are from the high school I graduated with, Hobbs, New Mexico, Hobbs High School. Yeah. And it's really cool because these big high school players had themselves been bullied when they were younger. And a story came to light about a kid that was being bullied in one of the lower grades. So they started this group called Eagle Buddies. It's Hobbs High Eagles. And so they started this group called the Eagle Buddies. And they spend their lunch hours in the elementary schools having lunch with the younger kids as a way of sort of encouraging them to be friends with the older kids and to enlist their help in stopping bullying. And I just thought it was really cool because I was looking at these guys and they don't remind me at all of the high school guy or the football guys when I was in high school. These guys are much more in tune with what's going on around them than they were when I was in high school. So anyway, so shout out to those guys. And we'll put a link in the show notes to the YouTube video about this clip from the Meredith Vieira show.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I was really impressed with these guys. They were not at all like the football players I knew.
And they're current high schoolers?
Yeah, I couldn't find the date on this video, but I think it's recent. I think it was this year.
I think she only started the show this year. Yeah. The new show. So it had to have been pretty recent, but I'm just wondering if these were high school football players that came back to do this, or they were actually currently attending.
I think they're sophomores. I think these guys are only like 16 years old.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. That's a great pick. I think I finally pulled up the little flash mob thing of the Air Force Band in the Smithsonian. Just one guy sitting there playing the cello. Uh-oh. There's some other music coming up in the background, too. That means it's time for the end of the show. So.
Well, my pick of the week will be in the show notes. I'm just picking the test launch of the first Orion space capsule. As a guy who's afraid of heights, I love space technology, go figure. This thing went up about 3,600 miles and went pretty well flawlessly yesterday, so that's really exciting. Love what NASA's doing with their new technology.
They're going to be using that to power the Mars flights, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the idea, hopefully, yeah.
Yeah.
I watched all that, and it was like a flashback to the 60s and watching the Apollo go up. I couldn't turn away from it because it was so reminiscent of the Apollo capsules. Yep.
Kennedy Space Center. Yeah, well, it's nice. It's a refreshing change lately to be watching something having to do with space exploration and it not exploding or falling apart in some way.
Yes.
Well, we all know that there's dangers involved in that because it's not an easy thing they're trying to do.
It's like it's rocket science or something.
Oh, there you go.
My cousin is a rocket scientist.
Yeah, well, I know a brain surgeon.
Yep.
We all
rocket surgeon.
All right. Well, thank you.
Where can we find you? Or are we done with that?
No, we're going to do.
Find us in the show notes.
Yeah, well, we have time. We have I don't know, a couple of minutes to go yet. So, Maria, since you just mentioned that, where can we find you and stuff that you write online?
Well, you can follow me on Twitter at Bego, B-E-G-O. I have a website, begojohnson.com, where I am putting up pictures and poetry. And if you want to see the fantastic new rendition of the Mona Lisa, the Mona Bego, follow me.
Or the Bego Lisa?
The Bego Lisa. On Facebook, Maria Johnson.
Excellent. Father Daryl.
You can find me at saskapriest.com, and there you can get the links to the Sports Fathers and all that other stuff. I also just posted late last night the first part of a new video series I'm doing on my dog, Reflections of Faith based on my dog, called FUR, F-U-R, Fervent Faith. So that's on there too, saskapriest.com.
Okay, saskapriest.com. No, wait.
Yeah, something like
that. All right. Thank you, Father Daryl, for joining us at the last minute. And Steve.
Everythingesteban.com. Go have a look.
Excellent. And I'm at the airlinepilotguy.com. So take a look there as well. And, well, sounds like we're wrapping it up here. Thanks for joining us this week on Catholic Weekend. Look forward to seeing you again here next week on episode number 251. And again, remember our giving campaign. Head over to sqpn.com/donate. Find out more how you can help us out. And we really do need your help. And so, everybody, have a great Catholic weekend. Take care, and God bless.
SQPN, leading the way in Catholic new media.
Wow, we could have done a whole show in that.
Okay, I had you muted this time, so you didn't say anything proper.
I behaved myself.
I blew the timing on that one, that's for sure. I thought we were
hey, we had fun.
Wrapped up, and then I went, oh, another.
This was a weird show.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. It was like none of us were in sync today.
No.
Nope.
Oh well.
It had to do with my beginning, I'm sure, for me anyway.
Yeah, you threw us off by throwing your computer on the floor.
I'll have to take pictures.
Yeah. So sorry everybody for the interesting show.
Yeah,
Sorry.
our dynamics were all off.
Oh well. So it's time for me now to end this thing, and I'll be on Skype. Maria, and we're going to do the meeting on Skype, so that I can be there while I'm driving to the airport.
All right.
So anyway, thanks everybody
See you guys
for.
later.
Thank you.
See you,
That
Father.
was fun.
Glad you did. We appreciate
Happy
it.
Advent.
Happy
second week of
Happy
Advent.
And happy Feast of the Immaculate Conception.
Yes.
And with your spirit.
And also with you.
Ditto.
Bye.